Good morning. It's your highly motivated Marine motivator once again. And we're going to talk today about not playing your strength. Not playing your strength means you don't just focus on what you do well. You focus on what you're not doing well. Some people are rich, but they're fat. Some people seek God, but they're broke. Some people have wonderful relationships, but their body is completely destroyed by the food they eat and by the lack of exercise. But they focus only on that strength and they say, well, I'm doing this right. And they don't look at the other parts. They don't have a balanced life. They don't want to have a balanced life. They consider it too much work. I understand that. I was that guy. I played my strength. I said, I'm a provider in my home. I'm a protector in my home. So I never really focused on being present. Not really. My mind was always somewhere else. I was either thinking about the past or money or just my mind wasn't in the present. So that's one of those things where I was playing my strength. Don't play your strength. That's weak, super weak. Okay? And I just mentioned the 4 things I think are important. Maybe there are other things that you can come up with, but I think those are the 4 main ones: your body, your soul, your mind, your money. I mean, you can come up with other stuff, but if those 4 things are not there, you're playing your strength. And there's no growth like the growth that comes from focusing on those areas where you're weak. Like if you, for example, are physically not fit and you start working at that, your spirituality goes up too. You get more connected with God because you realize, wow, this body that He gave me is a real gift, and it really responds to, the work I put it through. Because it's all about work. It's all about repetitions. I said that before. I'm gonna say it again. It's all about the repetitions. You gotta put in your reps, and that means you gotta go to work. You gotta work out. You gotta think about money. You gotta read the Bible and pray. Those things are repetitions that make you stronger in that. If you're not doing those things, then you're not growing. You're not strengthening yourself. This is not something that boom all of a sudden gets better. You're never going to stumble upon growth. You have to get up and purposely seek it every day. Now, the main reason most people don't even think like this is because they're not honest. And there's no self-mastery without self-honesty. You have to be honest about where you are before you start working to get to where you're going, where you want to go. If you're not honest to yourself, to others, what matters is that you're honest to yourself. Okay, most people play the role of acting like everything is fine and everything is not fine. Whatever. But if you're lying to yourself, that self-talk is going to keep you in that hole that you've been stuck on for years. So be honest, okay? Tell yourself the truth. Where are you in these areas? Where are you financially? How is your relationship with God? You have none, and you think that's good? That you think that's a good thing? That you've ignored your Creator, and you just keep ignoring Him? You think that's a good thing? Really? Like honestly? Plain dumb? You think that's gonna work? What about being out of shape and eating ho-hos and drinking soda? You think that's good? That honestly, that's your opinion? An intelligent person like you think that's good? You know it's not. So honesty, self-honesty is the way to self-mastery. You have to realize, okay, I might be doing well in this, but I gotta keep my eyes on other parts of my life too. And look at the other parts where you need to put in the work. I just realized the sweat right here looks like a heart. Listen, I love you guys because I love myself. Because I'm just like you. I care about your growth because I care about my growth. when you start improving your life, you want other people to improve their lives too. That's why you don't see a lot of motivators. You don't see a lot of coaches in the everyday life. Usually those people, they're just trying to get paid. They become really wealthy selling their programs and speaking at certain, but in real life, a person that motivates, a person that encourages, you don't see it. I don't know a lot of them. I know maybe one or two in my life. And I really appreciate them because they're hard to come by. People that believe in you. And I think I believe in you more than you believe in yourself sometimes. I see people and I'm like, you could be doing so much better if you just focus on where you're lacking. Stop looking at this area of your life that you're doing so well, or maybe an area of your life that you were doing well a long time ago, and you just keep living in the past. And right now, you're just not there. You know, this happens to military. I'm going to mention you guys again because that's where my heart goes. I'm military, 100%, 100%. We look at that life we lived, and we lived in the past, and we don't realize, hey, you're not there anymore. You're here. And where are you going? Because whatever you do today is leading you to that life that's coming in the future. Stop living in the past. It doesn't matter anymore. It's gone. Stop being about the trauma and be about your future. Be about what you're doing now. People are looking at you. Be a leader now. Be responsible now. Were you a good Marine? Good. How about you are a good Marine now? And get your stuff together. Self-honesty leads to self-mastery. Where are you lacking? Where are you failing? That's where you got to focus. Maybe you got to read more. Maybe you got to listen to some videos on knowledge and wisdom because you haven't been doing that and you're just thinking your own thoughts over and over, just stirring the pot. You need to think what other people have thought that have lived other lives. Maybe it's the workout part. Maybe you're a fitness tourist. You sometimes do it, you sometimes don't. How does that feel to be a tourist on something that it should be a lifetime commitment? A lifetime commitment. This is your life force. This is where your energy rests. You got to take care of this body. And then let's talk about money. Are you financially where you should be? No, that's okay. What are you going to do? Are you going to just do the same thing and expect a different result? Or are you going to try to hustle? Try to get a better job. Try to do another job. Do 3 jobs if you have to. Focus on your money, man. Come on. You're supposed to be a provider. You are the provider. Are you providing enough? If you're not, then maybe you got to cut in the expenses, or maybe you need to go out and make more money. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? That's a big one in Christianity. I see a lot of broke Christians. I don't understand that. You're broke because you're not doing as much work as you should be. There's a part in the day where you just about leisure and eating and watching TV, drinking soda. And I don't feel sorry for you because when you're doing that, I'm working. When the sun's up, I'm working. What are you doing? You sleeping in? You're waiting for the government to take care of you? Good luck. Focus on the parts of your life that you are not strong at. And that's where you're going to see the most growth. And this is the final part, the best part for me. Once you do that, once you focus on these 4 areas, right? Or whatever area you choose, and you put your heart and soul, you don't need any validation from anyone. You don't need anyone to come and encourage you and motivate you. You won't need me anymore because your validation will come from that work. You'll be like, I'm the man. I'm the woman, if you're a woman watching this. It's good that women watch this. Because if you don't know what a man is, you need to, so you don't marry a weak one. If you marry a weak man, you'll have a weak marriage and then a weak divorce. And that makes a weak life. Get away from weak men. Anyways, focus on these 4 things. Right now, just sit down somewhere and write down these 4 things. Money, mind, faith, body. Where am I doing? How am I doing with these? Give yourself a score, 1 to 10. The lowest number that you give yourself on one of these, that's where you need to work today. Today. Today, Junior. This day. This is the day to start working on that. Once you do that work, whatever it is, your validation will come from the work. You don't need anybody to validate you and say, hey, good job, buddy. You're doing real great. You don't need that anymore. You don't need somebody to be proud of you. You won't need it. It's fine if they are, but if you won't need it. Way too much energy and money goes into seeking validation from people, from buying things or looking a certain way. Come on. Validation comes from your work, from you, from your work. And you know the work you put in. You know who you are. If you're not putting in the work, you won't have that sense of self-validation. It's that simple, guys. So that's the challenge. Act like men.